away particularly well. Silvo Beaton has raced his way backwards as they head down towards Clermont Corner for this the first time. And he's in the Belgian and the Belgian in front. Racing Kevin Proctor has got the advantage. Rich Janssen is there, second position. Mike Manning is there in third position. Mundy's made his way up to fourth. And Silvo Beaton and he's languishing at the back of this one. But away at the front, it's the 48-year-old Yorkshireman that leads the Grand Prix Heat 1. Kevin Proctor is bringing it away. Janssen, the very, very rapid European, is there in second position and getting a face full of dirt and not seeing where he's going. He's Mike Manning, Beaton, and he's now starting to have a think about it, but he's very, very sideways on the back straight, and that's Steve Mundy in that fifth position ahead of Steve Horton. But Proctor it is that's bringing it away. Kevin Proctor finished second yesterday in the MSA British Championship Final, and he's gassing that Exios Kuiper Sport Focus up through the shuttle. Janssen now starting to find his feet and give chase. Third position, a great drive this by Steve Mundy ahead of Mike Manning. And it looks like Simon Horton and Silvo Beaton are having all sorts of visibility problems out there. Well, there's one position that you don't need any problems with visibility, and that's if you're out there in front and with a 200-metre advantage. It is the driver who won the Grand Prix in France earlier on this year, the French Championship round of the European. He came through the C final, he came through the B final, he won the A final, only the third driver in history to do Yorkshireman to win the MSA British Rallycross Grand Prix. Proctor, of course, he took Super Prix victory here a couple of years ago. It's not the out-and-out Grand Prix, and starting as one of the favourites in it. It's only time in the UK here this year. Still Silvo Beaton and still with nothing to do with the back. In a safe second position, and now Mike Manning starting to have his eyes on that third position, and he gives Steve Mundy a little bit of a tap as he goes past him onto the list. It's that third position for himself. A great drive this by Simon Horton into fifth position as well. Proctor already stretching the legs at the front to see the checkered flag this time around, and he did slow it, but he definitely wasn't up to speed. The 600 brake horsepower of that Ford Focus was definitely not chiming in as he wanted it to, and he's got a problem. Proctor is in trouble. He's definitely in trouble. He's Kevin Proctor, and he's got to see the checkered flag, but all is not well with that Ford Focus. Jos Janssen, had there been another lap to go, he would have managed to get past him, but Proctor, we thought that the warning signs were there with Kevin Proctor. Janssen takes second position ahead of Mike Manning, Steve Mundy, Simon Horton and Silvo Beaton, but we thought perhaps that the warning signs were there when Kev the Rev gassed it up out of the chicane and there was nothing there for him. Well, we keep our eye on that situation because Kevin Proctor, very much local home for European honours here this weekend, and Kevin Proctor looks as though there was a problem with that Ford Focus. Superb launch from the middle of the front row of the grid, passed around looking right, looking left as they go towards Clermont Corner. The white car of Julian Godfrey in the lead. Passed around and got himself through into second position. A great start by Andy Grant in third. Andy Scott in fourth and Steve Harris in fifth as they bend it right and then left on towards the loose. And Julian Godfrey defended the GP1 plate, the three-time British champion that brings it away. Gives Pat Duran a windscreen full of mud in that transverse engine DS3. As Andy Grant, this is a better showing from Andy Grant in that ex-British Championship winning car of Will Cobb and Andy Jordan, but he throws it away at Sampson Curve. Julian Godfrey it is that comes through ahead of Pat Duran with Steve Harris now bringing up the rear. Andy Scott in third position as Andy Grant's got a problem and he nearly takes, well, poor old Steve Harris, he can't get past him, and Steve Harris, Andy Grant, something failed on the car as he came across the line, and poor Steve Harris in that car that Steve Hall and Liam Duran won the X Games in last year, then he couldn't get past him, and Andy Grant, the unwitting hold-up for Steve Harris. Well, he's got his work cut out now, but at the front, Julian Godfrey and Pat Duran, these two went for the British Championship yesterday. It went in the favour of the Heathfield driver that leads this one, Pat Duran, the four-time British champion, couldn't add to that, and Pat, the only driver in the field this weekend who has won the British Grand Prix. He's done that on 2 occasions, so he will be looking to add victory number 3. Sadly, son Liam not here to defend his title, but Julian Godfrey ran just a little bit wide, and that's allowed Pat Duran to come back at him, and the DS3 started to stretch his legs now as they go through the shuttle and down towards Clermont Corner. It's Citroën leads Ford, it's Duran leads Godfrey, leads Ford. The two Englanders just ahead of the Scotsman, with Steve Harris recovering a little bit into fourth. Andy Grant's managed to get that Focus chimed in again, but definitely dropped a lot of time. The chicane, they come for this, the final time. Pat Duran looks backwards, and Andy Scott gets a little bit sideways as he tries to go around the outside of Julian Godfrey. Pat Durand does his best to throw it away. Andy Scott muscles his way through. He's going to run a little bit wide, is he? He just manages to catch it in time, and Julian Godfrey, from leading the heat a lap ago, has gone from third. Pat Durand takes victory ahead of Andy Scott. Julian Godfrey in third position. Steve Harris is going to come through into fourth, and Andy Grant, after that little mishap that he had, just make sure that all is okay with that Grant Autos car. There's no punctures, doesn't appear to be, but Andy arrived at turn one without any brakes yesterday. That's when you find out what colour adrenaline is, believe you me, ladies and gents. So Andy Grant brings the Focus through into third. Rapidly getting through the first sets of heats here, folks, and on to Super Nationals. Well, the Super Nationals, whereas the Supercars, four-wheel drive, turbocharged, anything goes. What is Super National? Exactly the same, apart from you've got to have one of the, there you go, Kalinecki has got a problem on the line. Well, that in itself is drama, because Greg Kalinecki in the Lancia is making his way now off of the start line, but rapid Rob Gibson into Croft, the first right-hander, then flash comes through down there. How many times will he have seen that? He's done hundreds of laps around the Croft Circuit, has Rob Gibson, and great to see him back. Remember the Porsche that he used to run? Well, it's perhaps not having it all his own way. If anything, track conditions are just a little bit too slippery for that 6R4, and as a result, it's one of the Astras, and looking at long distance, one would imagine that is Gary Dixon, but here comes Gibson in the 6R4, all 500 brake horsepower of it, but he can't do anything about the two-wheel drive Astra on this occasion. Well, Gary Dixon, he had all day yesterday to learn about track conditions as well, so we'll give Rob a lap or two to play himself in. The 63-year-old driver from Cheshire is there in second position in the 6R4. Dave Black in the second of the Astras is fifth. A great drive this by Paul Smith on his debut, who's in fifth position. Greg Kalinecki is now starting to recover in the HF Integrale, and they head out in towards Clairvaux Corner, and if anything, way too much power for Hopkins to get down in these very, very difficult damp conditions. That's not so for that Vauxhall Astra. 180 brake horsepower, a lot easier to put down than nearly 600 in these conditions. Front-wheel drive probably a little bit more conducive when the conditions are a little bit damper. Rob Gibson going to have to give second best on this occasion in that ultra-powerful Metro. Rob, who finished fifth in the European Championship going back a number of years, as Greg Kalinecki now has got his sights set on the back of the 6R4. They go out for the final lap. And what could Kalinecki have done had he managed to get that Lancia off the line? Rallycross champion, a number of events in Europe, best result of 13th from memory for Greg Kalinecki in that Lancia HF Integrale. Gary Dixon, well, here we go. Dave Black decided that he wants to take the scenic route there. I'm not too sure how he gets away with that one. Of course, could he revive book that one, but it doesn't look like he's gained any sort of advantage, and it is Gary Dixon that takes victory ahead of Dave Black. Rob Gibson comes home in third in the 6R4 ahead of Greg Kalinecki, and Paul Smith it is that's going to bring the VW Polo home in fifth position. Well, that concludes the first set of heats, ladies and gents. One down, two to go, providing things go our way. And already, without further ado, we're running straight into the second set of heats with the hot problem. Charged 1800 now just put the power down. Fifth in the Grand Prix here last year, some months ago. Again on the podium, Malcolm Boyd, the driver from the outskirts of Oulton Park, and there Charles Tapley in Cheshire is there in second position in the entry, but it is Steve Cousins, the driver all the way up from Linton in Devon, that's bringing it away. 7th in the super modified category of 2010, 11th last year, off Garrett.